So welcome. Today we're looking at Liren's greatest attacking game of his career. Well, is that a big statement to make? Well, not really. We see him here in 2012 against Shanglei in the Chinese championship. So it started off with Ding playing knight to f3, and then after knight to f3, this is the ready opening, which maybe we not always see, but knight to f3, knight f6, c4, e6, d4, d5, and we get a queen's gambit declined. After that, we get knight c3, we get d takes on c4, we get e4, and then bishop to b4. Now, the most common move here is bishop to g5, pinning the knight and protecting the pawn. Because if you give up this pawn, you're also going to end up giving up a second pawn, depending on your moves. That's actually what happens because Ding decides to play bishop takes c4. Then after knight takes e4, we get castles. And this is giving up the pawn, or else you'll be giving up the bishop, depending. So this gives up a second pawn. If Liu decides to take it, we see that Liu decides not to take it. He goes back to bishop to e7. Now there's a crazy opening line at his GM level where White ends up giving up 3 pawns only to get them all back by move 28. But we're not going to look at that today. Instead, Ding plays knight to e5. Now the idea simply behind knight to e5 is that we get the opportunity to get our queen onto g4, onto h5. We've got a very weak pawn here on g6. So Liu decides to castle. Then we get queen to g4, and as you can see, this is still in book at this stage. Then we get c5, which is a mistake. Now, Liu was trying to do here was obviously trying to break up this pawn, this double pawn, moving up towards the board. So he decides to go c5, but we get a good move here by Ding because he goes bishop to h6, threatening, of course, checkmate. So the only way to stop that without giving up the rook is to go bishop to f6. And then we get bishop to d3, lining up on this diagonal. Then we get rook to e8. It's getting out of the pin of this bishop. Then we get f4, moving the attack forward. And in the game we get g6. Now g6 is a mistake because it allows Ding to embark on his greatest attacking game, as we mentioned at the start of the game. But if after f4, let's see if Liu decided to go here instead to c takes d4. Well, that leads to a really wonderful sequence of events where you give up your bishop, and after king takes, you sack your other bishop. So you sack 2 bishops, and then after check, king goes back to g8, check wins the pawn, king goes back, and then you go rook to f3. Now after rook to f3, you'd get queen to h4, you take the rook on e8 with check, king goes to h7, you think, oh, maybe now I'll trap the queen, but no, you don't. Instead, you drop back, give another check, king goes to h8, again you don't decide to take the queen, you attack the piece, threatening checkmate. Queen has to come back. What do you do here? Check again. King to h7. Now you go rook to h3, check. And then after, bishop goes to h6, dropping g4 back. This game is done and dusted. If it went this way, king to g7. After you take, queen takes on f4. And very simply, you move your rook over, queen to e3, check, and you have to give up your queen to stop the attack, but the game is over. But we didn't see the sequence. Instead, we got g6. Now, g6 allows Ding to play back-to-back brilliant moves. Can you see what they are? Let's take a moment. The first one is, can you see it? Bishop to G6. Brilliant. And after F takes G6, what's the second brilliant move? Well, you guessed it. Knight to G6. Pawn takes, and then check. And here we get a really wonderful sequence in the game. We get king to H8, and then we get G5. Now G5 is a great move, but you might think, well, H8, would it not be better to bring my rook in? Well, let's check that out. Rook to F3, then we would get rook to G8, followed by queen to H5, queen to E8, double check, king has to take, then you check here with G3, and when the king pops back, can you see how you can win the queen for free? Yes, that's right. Rook to G8, and after you take, white takes, and the game is over. As we said, in the game we got G5. After G5, Liu decided to take, which is a mistake, and then we get F takes G5. Now here we can see very simple attack. You got rook can go to here, it can go here, it can go here, and then swing over to do checkmate. And you can see all of Liu's pieces run the back file, and it's amazing what's happened in this game. So to respond to this threat, we get rook to E7, then we get queen to H6 check, we get G8, now we get pawn to G6, covering these squares from the rook to protect. So then we get knight to D7, we get F3 with the idea of bringing in the other rook to double up, then we get knight to F8 with the idea of taking and sacking this knight. We get rook to N8 to F1, knight takes on G6, and instead of taking, Ding plays a very calm and beautiful move of rook to D3, pinning the knight, and after the rook covers, Ding takes G6, and here Liu ended up residing. So a really wonderful attacking game by Ding Liren. Thank you for watching.